Hello, I'm Brian C. Mears, and this is Beneath the Dot, a series where we investigate some of the more complex pieces that I've put together over my 10-year drawing career. In today's episode, we've got the Galactic Messenger. Now, this piece came to me as a vision. The exact hows and whys of it I still don't quite understand, but it's filled with light language. And in fact, this was one that really taught me about how to articulate light language in the written form. Each one of these little windows has a different form to it, as far as the frequency that it came from. So we've got the Earth down at the bottom, we've got the moon, we have the eagle with the Andromeda Galaxy across its back, and then the sun down here in the lower right-hand corner. I'd love to be able to show you some more details, so let's dive on in and see what we can find out about this piece. Let's get into it. This is Galactic Messenger. Definitely a visionary piece that I ended up having. Each time I placed a dot on this one, I would think to myself, where the heck did that come from? So I'd like to get into some of the details here and lead you through some of the curiosities and the mind confuzzlation that we went through. So we're going to start where I started after I did some of the basic sketching. I actually started down here on planet Earth. Seems appropriate, being all the rest of the codes that we're about to get introduced to. Now, Earth itself, if you'll notice, was actually done on a spiral. I stippled that in a spiral on purpose, and it's to represent the spinning aspect. It's the view of the Earth from the North Pole. Radiating off of the Earth, we have 13-pointed star. Now, the star is 13 points because that's based on an ancient zodiac instead of the modern zodiac that we all use. It creates a different balance and relationship in between the Earth's movements and the Moon's movements, which is why I chose to use it. Looking closer at the radials and the stained glass patterns that are coming off of this, each one of these is filled with light language. We'll just zoom up one of them as we go along. And the camera's having a tough time holding on to where to focus. All right, leading up to that one, we end up in the moon, and that's got a lotus of life coming off of it. And you can see that eventually it gets far enough out, we have light language tendrils that engage with the rest of the piece. Here we are finally over the eagle's wings. And some of the other radials, you can see this sort of mystic vapor that's coming off of it. And into this portion that just really blew my mind as I was drawing this thing. I've drawn eagles for quite some time and different versions of it, but this one was something that was just so unique, and I have no idea if I could ever do it again, but I am so grateful that that was able to come out of the time I spent focusing. Upon this eagle's back, we have the Andromeda Galaxy. Now, that's a galaxy that actually is visible from Earth. It's one of my favorite celestial objects just to contemplate, simply because it's about as big as 3 times the width of the full moon in our night sky, and it's a galaxy made up of 100 billion stars, and yet we're told we can't see it. I used to wonder when I was younger what life on this planet would look like if we had a gigantic galaxy that we could see with the naked eye every single night. It's close to the North Pole, over in, I think it's Cygnus the Swan as far as the constellation, and it just captivated my memory, or not my imagination and memory over the years. Flowing past the galaxy there, we come into more tendrils and vapor trails coming off of the eagle's wings, and down into the lower right corner of the piece where we've got the sun with its own expression of light language coming off in more of a rainbow harmonic, gentle rainbow. You can see the Earth there across the bottom with its light language codes. Zooming up in between the Earth and the eagle itself, we've got all these tendrils that are engaging in between the two objects. This piece, as a visionary portion, came to me as just bringing in the energy of Andromeda. And being that this life, I'm a terrestrial being, and I don't know what life is like on other planets, yeah, this was a really challenging piece to be able to put together. I did my best to articulate the energy that's coming from the Earth, the Moon, the Sun, and from the Andromeda Galaxy, plus copious amounts of other stars in the area. And to be able to have them be as a cohesive whole, even though there's hundreds of millions of light years between us. Of interest, and much closer to home than our neighboring galaxy, a portion of the Galactic Messenger was chosen to represent Light Language Conference 2025. I'll actually be a presenter at this event. Details about the conference are in the description below. Please consider starting your summer off with an influx of light. I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation of Beneath the Dot. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. We'll see you again next time. Be well, my friends.